Modifications of stem. So stems are modified into various forms to perform specific functions in plant. Mostly there are three type of modifications, that is underground modifications, subaerial modifications and aerial modifications. So first we will discuss about underground modifications of stem. So in this case the stems developed under the soil and stored food materials, that's why it becomes thick and fleshy. They can be distinguished from roots by presence of nodes and internodes, presence of scaly leaves, buds and adventitious root at the nodes. So now we will discuss about some underground modified stems. First, tuber. Tuber is a swollen underground stem developed at the growing tip of a branch. It is oval or spherical, lacking adventitious roots and possessing number of spirally arranged depressions called eyes. Each eye represents a node and consists of 1 to 3 buds produced in the axils of small scaly leaves. Tubers are used for vegetative propagation and each piece containing an eye has ability to develop a new plant. For example, potatoes. When we all have seen potatoes and we find there are some scars or marks on these potatoes, these are actually nodes. In the beginning, I said nodes and internodes are the characteristic features of stem. So, it is a stem. We also find if the potatoes are left for longer period of time, from these nodes a tiny structure developed, that is actually a bud. This is growing from nodes and this bud would give rise to another plant. When we see the entire plant, there are some branches which are underground and at the tip we find some swollen structures. So these swollen parts are the potatoes and the branches which we are see they are underground stem. So the swollen potatoes are known as tubers. So the potatoes are tuber, they are underground modified stem and it is modified for storage of food, and the food which is stored in potatoes is starch. Now comes to another underground modifications of stem, rhizomes. It is fleshy, non-green underground stem. It has distinct nodes and internodes. The nodes bear dry scaly leaves with axillary buds. Terminal buds also present. Adventitious root arise from the lower sides. Rhizomes are classified into two categories, vertical rhizomes and horizontal rhizomes. So in vertical rhizomes means it grows down straight underground. You would find distinct nodes and internodes. Sometimes they are also covered with scaly leaves. Sometimes it is also called rootstock because it looks like root. For example, pineapples, banana, alocasia, etc. So next come to horizontal rhizomes. So in horizontal rhizomes, the rhizomes grow horizontally, then it is called horizontal rhizomes or straggling rhizomes. For example, ginger. When we are see a ginger, we are see a main axis. This is a long part and it grows horizontally under the ground. This axis is made up of some part. These are all stem or branches. That's why we are calling it sympodial. That means main axis is formed by the fusion of small parts of many branches. On this ginger, we also find some brownish structures, and if you observe carefully, there would be some very delicate greenish brown structure. So this brownish line represent the nodes and the brownish green structures are called scaly leaves. Now comes to third underground modification, corm. It is short and thick, highly condensed, swollen, usually unbranched underground stem. The corm bears buds at nodes and adventitious root at the base. Each corm gives rise to one or more aerial shoot from its bud. The new corms are produced every year either above or laterally on the old corm. That means the parent corm gives rise to a daughter corm which also attaches to the main stem. That means here the stem is present for storage of food and at the same time it is helping in vegetative propagation. For example, Colocasia chorus amorphophallus. Next comes to fourth one, bulb. Bulb is highly condensed discoid stem or it is disc-like. On its upper surface, a terminal bud and many fleshy scaly leaves are present. A cluster of adventitious roots arise from the base of the bulb. The bulb is divided into two types, tunicated bulbs and non-tunicated bulbs. So the tunicated bulbs is covered by a sheath of dry membranous scaly leaves called tunic. For example, onion, garlic, etc. So tunicated bulb is divided into two types. One is simple tunicated and second one is compound tunicated. So the simple tunicated bulb is found in onion. Here the stem is compact disc type and from this adventitious root arising, because it is a stem, it would have nodes and internodes. From these nodes arise the leaves, and these leaves, the parts which remain underground becomes thick and fleshy, and the part which is above the ground, this become green. The part which is underground is of fleshy leaves, and some of these leaves which are outermost, they become drier and become scaly. So the lower part is scaly and the part which comes out of the ground is green for photosynthesis. Next is compound tunicated bulb. In compound tunicated bulb, the stem is also compact disc type. In this case, there is a leaves arise from stem and it encloses swollen parts or globes or bulblets which is edible, and outside these there is a common tunic. That means there are two covers in garlic. So the outermost cover is the common tunic, and around each bud or globes there is another tunic, and because there are two tunic, we called it compound tunicated. The next is non-tunicated bulb. So in non-tunicated bulb, there is a bulb, but here there is no covering or tunic. For example, lily. So here the edible part is leaves, not stem. As the stem is compact disc-like, they are able to support these fleshy leaves. So these are the underground modifications of stem. In 4 modifications, 3 are swollen and modification for storage of food. That is tuber, rhizome and corms. In case of bulb, the stem has become compact so that it is able to support these fleshy leaves.